Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Inês, I'm an artist and illustrator, and for today's video I thought I would do another segment of my Drawing Mythical Creatures series. So for today's video I decided to draw fairies. A fairy is a mythical creature or legendary creature that can be found in folklores of several European cultures. It is a form of spirit often described as supernatural or metaphysical. So the label fairy has often been applied to creatures with magical powers, human appearance, and a penchant for trickery. At other times it has been used to describe any type of mythical creatures like gnomes or goblins. So it has also been used as the name of the place that these beings are from, so the land of fairy. So a recurrent motif that has been used with fairies is the need of word of fairies, so using protective charms like church bells, using your clothes inside out, the four-leaf clover, and food as well. So before modern medicine, fairies would be blamed for sickness, particularly tuberculosis and birth deformities. In addition to their folkloric origins, fairies have been very popular in Renaissance literature and were especially popular in the United Kingdom during the Victorian era and also the Edwardian era. So basically fairies are super magical. They are one of the legendary creatures that I like the most, and I love drawing fairies all the time. So I decided that would be a cool video to do. So basically in today's video what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the different types of fairies in my sketchbook, like with different poses, like exploring different designs as well. And I'm going to use my render sketchbook from Crescent to do that, and from there I'm going to pick one or various designs and I'm going to do a small composition and do a painting. So what I'm going to use for my painting is my Langton watercolor paper, and also I'm going to use watercolors and acrylic gouaches. For my watercolors I'm going to use my Winsor & Newton watercolors, and I'm going also to use, where is it? Oh, it's there. My Liquitex acrylic gouaches. You know that I love this stuff, it's really good. I'm going to use the primary colors, and also I bought a few different tones as well to add a little bit more oomph to the designs as well. It's my time to actually experiment with the Winsor & Newton ink. It's a metallic gold ink, and I'm really excited to do some accents in the end. I think it might make the painting much more beautiful, so that's what I'm gonna do. And if you are interested to see how I paint fairies, please keep watching the video. So for this part of the process of the video, I'm going to try to talk a little bit about what I'm doing, but I'm not going to talk all the way because it's a long process. But basically what I do is I start by doing some sketches. I decided to use two tones for this spread, the graphic tone that I'm using now and a blue that I'm going to use a little bit down the line, and I'm going to use my Prismacolor Color Erase pencils. I tried to create varied poses and designs to really explore these amazing creatures. They're so gracious, delicate, but they also have a tendency to play tricks on you. So I'm going to try to capture that in my sketches. I really like using the different tones though, because it really creates a contrast and more interesting page composition in my opinion. I also will refine the blue sketches with graphite as well, because I think it creates a bigger contrast and makes it more interesting. Honestly, I had the best time creating these sketches. I love to create folklore themed art so much, and fairies have a special space in my heart. So doing this was truly a joy, and nothing better than creating something that you love, right? And actually, I really like the variety of poses that I've got to experiment with. And also, as I said before, I really like the two tones of sketches that I was using, because I think it really creates a big contrast between the different sketches. You kind of can give more attention to each sketch because they are different from each other, you know, and I think it really works, and I really love doing this. I really like how these pages turned out. From here I chose a few sketches and put together a composition which I painted with watercolor, gouaches and watercolor pencils. In the beginning, I always panic for a moment because the painting looks terrible. But then I try to remind myself that these are the first layers, so It is a process and it's not meant to be perfect or finished right away. So I let myself relax and let my inspiration take over. I try to take away the pressure of having an amazing result, which is something truly foreign to me, but that I'm trying to implement more in my life. Because I think it's much more fun to do something that you are not so pressured to be perfect than doing something that supposedly is perfect but honestly just stressed you out so much that you didn't enjoy doing it. I continue adding layers of watercolors followed by gouache. And I don't pretend I have a perfect technique because probably any very proficient watercolorist would look at my process and scream or cry in horror. But I like to think of myself as an intuitive painter, which is something that I probably just came up with, but truly defines my chaotic process of creating things. So but again, it kind of works for me, and I kind of like it, and the end results, I generally don't mind it. At this point, I was still trying to figure out exactly what my vision was. I knew what I wanted to do, but I was trying to find out the best way to do it. And once I started working those values, everything started to look a bit better right away. So I think it's really important for you to give it time to allow the process to unfold, because it will definitely look much better in the end than it did like in the middle of your process. Using pencils to create definition really works for me, and because they're water soluble, you can always smooth their lines with a little bit of water and your brush, and I really like using it because it really actually gives me a little bit more control on what I'm doing, and it really works for me to go back and forth between the different types of materials. I know it's not probably the best way to do it, but that's how I do it, and it works for me. So I go back and forth with colors and started wondering if it was too much of the same tones, but then I looked at the washi tape color and thought, that's actually a very cool mint color tone. So it kind of works with the palette because I could see it because it was next to the painting that I was doing. So I used it as an inspiration to create a few accents in the painting and basically just break the same tones in a way. It's really subtle, so but I think it makes a difference. I make sure to detail and create contrast in the central piece of the painting and represent depth with the other characters and elements by not detailing them excessively, because what's further away from you, it's not as detailed to the eye, so you cannot perceive things very detailed from afar. So that's what generally we do when we are representing depth. I use watercolor pencils to create some definition and tidy up the painting. And I used the gold ink to create some magic, and I really love how it elevates the painting. I finished the last details, and here is the finished painting. I really had the best time doing this, and I hope you enjoyed the process. It was really amazing to do. I love fairies. So I really loved drawing and painting fairies. It was really fun for me to do. So this is the final result of my sketchbook fairy. I liked the two tones that I used. It reminds me a little bit of the dragons one that I did, and I thought it was really cool to have the two tones, so I decided to do it again. And from here I took like a few different designs and I made a composition, and basically this is the result of my final painting. It has like a little bit of golden accents, and I'm really proud of this. Actually, like in the beginning I was a bit worried because I haven't painted in a while, and I was like, is this like too much of the same tones? But I think I ended up resolving some issues that I was having, and I'm really pleased with the final result of this painting. I think it's really cool, and it was lovely to do it. And I think the main difference of doing this in a traditional manner is that obviously in a way it's more stressful for you because you cannot just go back and do Ctrl+Z and just do it again, but at the same time it's just like makes you think prior to do any action. And it can be also relaxing if you don't put too much pressure on yourself. I mean, I was like, if it doesn't go well, I can always redo it, or that's it, and it doesn't have to be perfect. But anyway, I did enjoy doing this very much, and it was lovely to paint again. It was really cool to do, and it was a relaxing way of using my weekend to just paint and immerse myself in the fairyland. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, it was so much fun for me to do. If you enjoyed these types of videos, please make sure to give a like to this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!